3.
3?
I said Friday because of the outlier.
Cool. We can take a look at it. I'll bring it down and we'll take a look at it. So 3 so far? All right, so let me dim the light so stirrups eyes can see the sign. All right. Let's see. So problem number 3, which day of the week is the amount of sleep the least consistent? They're claiming Saturday. You way down there? Okay. Least consistent. Yeah, I can see that argument. I'd go with that. I don't know if that was supposed to be there or that. If you see that as an outlier, I get it. So I think that's good. Any other questions about the homework I can help you with? Front? On the front? Yeah.
How do you find
Here you go. You got it. All right. Great question. All right. So, I gotta see if I can copy this as genuinely good as it. What number does that say?
1.5.
Okay, thank you. And then counts up by 2, or 2, 2.5.
Wait, hold on.
3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. All right. All right, so they're saying like here to about here. 4, 4.5, 5. All right. So I tried to artistically make this work, and I did bad. Yo, good to see you, brother. Don't worry about it. I don't even think I'll mark you absent. All right. So, question on this one is how do we do the percentile? So a couple things. So I have 25% of my data here, 25% right here, 25 here, and 25 here. Okay. So if it asks for letter D, it says, what is at the 25th percentile? That's falling in like in this region. That's about your 25th percentile. So about maybe 2.2 roughly, 2.1. Okay, and again, you're ballparking it because our graph isn't perfect. Letter E says at the 75th percentile. The 75th percentile is over here. So at the 75th percentile, they're saying like 4.4, so about 4.4, 4.5, somewhere in there. And then the tough one is the one at the 45th percentile. So let's do this in a fancy pink color. Okay, so letter F, the 45th percentile. Well, this is at the 50th. So the 45th is this way a little bit. So 3.5, 3.4, 3.6, somewhere, one of those roughly, ballparking. Okay, so 45th percentile, the only way that you could find exactly the 45th percentile, if I knew all of my data and it was already in order, and I'd say, okay, if I had a range of numbers of this and I times it by 0.45, it's going to be from that number, whatever 0.45 or the range of numbers and below would be. Being that we don't have the list of our numbers, it's kind of hard to find exactly, so we kind of have to guesstimate it. Does that make sense? And then this one's skew left because it's pulling to the left from 1.5 basically to 4 is a further, or to 4 is a further distance than from 4 to 5. So skew left. Anything else that we need to discuss or get upset with or be frustrated about? All right. So what should we try and act like we do?
10.
You want to see number 10?
No, 1.1.
Oh.
10.
Well,
Is that our notes today?
actually, is this, do you have a 1.7 to 1.9 review? You do? All right. Let's switch this to the 1-7 to 1-9 review. Help me out with the page. It's in the homework.
125.
125?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone there? All right. So, let's, am I in anyone's way if I'm sitting right here?
Nope.
Okay, good. All right. Oh, that's going to fall. There we go. All right. So, I think, let's review this. I won't give you a quiz tomorrow. We'll have a quiz on Thursday. Deal? But let's go through this as kind of notes. Make us feel good about it. That way you can make sure you've gathered your thoughts and ideas. So my question says a group of people study a new cholesterol medication, have the cholesterol measured by taking this new medication. Results are summarized in the below. So below is called a 5-number summary. We have a minimum, Q1, median, which is also known as Q2, Q3, and a maximum. So they want us to create a box plot using this information. So if you're going to do a box plot, and remember, Desmos, you can't put a 5-number summary in to get it. So you just have to do the best you can drawing something out. So let's see, 202. 202 is about here. That's 60, yeah, that's about right. And then 176 is about here. And then 202, oh wait, this should have been 186. Sorry. 186, and then 202. All right. Kind of lots of talking going on, friends. We all with me? Some people don't have books out, and I'm not quite sure what I did wrong. That's a subtle hint. All right. All right. So that's kind of my box plot. I'm actually going to do this too. I come up to both of the boards. Let me get it on this other board too. Where's it at? Where's it at? All right. Ooh. Let's make sure. 500, 807.
Why do you do such big numbers? That's so long.
Yay. All right. Oh, we're so fancy. I'm on both boards now. I know you guys are proud of me. Where did my... There it goes. All right. So, oh, so fancy. All right. What do we have? So it says we want to do the following. So we want to get the 75th percentile. So anyone want to, so this is problem number 1 here. Problem number 2, 75th percentile. What's the number for the 75th percentile? 202. Does everyone understand how we got that answer?
Yeah, pretty well.
Okay. And then it asks for the IQR. So IQR and you could write these down as notes, is going to be Q3 minus Q1, which is 202 minus 176. Help me out. I don't know what that is. 26? I'll go with that. So that 26, that means that we have 26 units between Q1 and Q3. That's the middle 50% of our data encompasses 26, a span of 26. And then they ask for the actual range. And so the range is basically the max minus the min. So 276 minus 142. You got to help me out because I can't do arithmetic. 134? Sweet. And then it says the shape. So sometimes because I have really bad art abilities, I can't really tell. So I'm going to figure out how far it is here to here, here to here, here to here, and here to here. All right, so I'm going to go 176 minus 142. So this distance here is 34. And then this is 10. And then 202 minus 186 is 16. And then 276 minus 202 is 74. So this, I would think, because a couple of things. The rectangle on the right, even though I didn't draw it correctly, is 16, whereas the rectangle on the left is 10. Okay, so the 16 means I could be pulling it to the right, but then the big thing that tells me is the distance from Q3 to the max is 74. The distance from the min to Q1 is only 34. So this I would give a skew right. And sometimes the term that you might want to use for that is skew positive. That means the same thing as skew right. Okay? Any questions how we found that shape? And again, my art, don't rely on your art to tell you the shape. Maybe take the difference. Yeah.
I'm just being hypothetical here.
Yes.
Would 142 be the 0th percentile? And would
Yes.
276 be the 100th?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we don't have any outliers that are shown, a lot of times when you get to 27, like, let's say this test is based out of 300, but yet the highest score was a 276. You would probably say the 276 is at the 99th percentile if you don't have anything above it, because the range went further. But we don't know what this would have been out of. I mean, it might have been just exactly from 276 to 142, and there's nothing else that could happen. So in statistics, it's kind of a rare thing to say it's 100% certain, because you got to protect yourself. So that's the ins and outs of that. Did I answer your question?
Yes, and you also rock the shirt.
Thanks, man. All right. Number 6. About what percent is 190? Okay. So this 190 is like in this region here. Okay, that green region up there. Is that bigger than 50%?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it smaller than 75%? Is it closer to 50% in your opinion than it is to the 75%?
Yes.
So I would say if you gave me something that was like 51 to like even up to 58%, I bet you're grabbing right a hold of it. Okay. Doesn't mean that 59% is wrong. I'm just trying to give you a range. It's somewhere in there. And you just have to use a little logic to think, how could I make this work? There's no guarantee that between 51 and 58 is 100% correct. It's just, we're just trying to figure out what to do. And then what is the approximate location of, purple would be fun. What is the approximate location of the 28th percentile? Okay, so this right here where this purple is at Q1 is at what? What's that Q1? Which percentile?
That's the 25th.
25th. 28 percentile is further to the right. Agreed? So this is going to be like 177 to, I don't know, maybe 180-ish, maybe.
I wouldn't go all the way to 80.
I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to give you a range. If you gave me like 177, 178, or just even gave me a ballpark range, you're perfect as well. Okay? No book today? Where's your book? You do everything online? Cool. So you're taking notes on your computer? Perfect. I'll take that. Yeats back there reading a book, listening to music. Tell you can't go anywhere. All right. Let's see. So identify the likely shape of distribution based on each statement. Mostly low numbers, but some are higher.
Is that skew left?
So most of your terms are low numbers. You have some that. So you have few, higher, most low. So most low numbers, few high. That's what I'd look at it as. What's that skew? Look at my tail. Look at my tail.
Right?
That's right. Okay? And the reason that works is your cluster of numbers that are low are falling under the hump, but the few to the height. So like this is like I gave a 20-point quiz, and everyone did really, really kind of cruddy on it. And then Strip left his answer key out on his desk when a couple kids who were absent, and they saw the answer key and they were able to get perfect scores. Well, they pulled the average to the right. I'm not saying that would happen in here. I'm just saying that could be a scenario. So that'd be kind of goofy. Number 9, most scores are in the middle. Rarer the farther you go from the middle, and it's symmetric. So it's going to look like this. So what is that?
Normal.
Normal. Hey, isn't that purple a pretty color? I like that. That's good. That's good stuff.
That's perfect.
I think the purple on this screen looks better than the purple on that screen. Yeah, you know. And then number 10, every possible outcome occurs equally.
Rectangular.
Yeah, uniform or rectangular. So it looks like this. So this could be either uniform or rectangular. Your choice. Okay. And the only time you really see that in this class would be if I said you had a single die, you rolled it 10,000 times, and all the outcomes were 1s or 2s or 3s or 4s all the way up to 6. What would you expect it to look like? You would expect it to look like this. Now, the fewer rolls you do, the less rectangular it is. It is possible that you could roll, a whole bunch of 5s in a row. It doesn't mean your dice is broken. That's just the outcome. 11. Ooh, who's paying attention for 11? We're on 11, right?
Skew that.
So mean is greater than the median. Okay, so let me show you this. So you have a median here, and the mean is bigger. So which direction, what pulls the mean? Outliers do, correct? So if this takes place, this is skew right. The mean is pulled in the direction of the skewness. Number 12. What is meant by the statement, my French test was exactly at Q1? Careful.
25th.
25th.
So 75% of answers are for
Yeah.
above you.
So you're at the 25th percentile. So you did better than 25. You did better than 25% of the kids in the class. Or you can go the half full approach. So 75% did better than you. So in my humble opinion, you might not have done well on that French test. But I studied so hard. I'm having my mom call.
That depends. What if like the 25th percentile was at like 95% and everyone else aced it?
That I love your logic on this. So that is absolutely true. It might have been a super duper easy test. Everyone aced it and you got a 95% on it, but yet you still fell in the 25th percentile. So I like your thoughts. That absolutely could happen. I told you about when I took linear algebra, which is all matrices, and I was able to do it all on the calculator. The professor didn't know. And they would list outside the door of wherever your classroom was all the grades. So like in my linear algebra class, there was probably about 140 people in there. So there was 140 student numbers list, and then what the grade was on the test. And so I found my student number. I was number one at 100. The next person closest to me was a 40%. Yeah. And like I kind of stood around waiting for people because I wanted to hear what the comments were. It's like, hey, where's your score? Oh, man, I got like a 32. Oh, man. Dude, who's that cat who got 100? You know, I bet you it's the teacher. Yeah, you're right. No, it was me. Cat, you know, like a dude. No, okay. Calculate the standard deviation of the numbers listed on hand. No way we calculate that by hand. Not this time. What am I going to use? I'm using Desmos for sure.
Oh, so.
Okay, so I got to hook up my computer or my keyboard. And we need to pull up Firefox and then make it a full screen. And we're going to go to Desmos, DSMOS, desmos.com. I'm going to my graphing calculator, and we have 2, 3, 4, 6, 10. Okay. Go to my table. So 2, 3, 4, 6, 10. Okay. They want us to calculate the standard deviation. So STDEV of X1. Standard deviation is 3.16. Okay, show all the steps. I just did it on my computer, so we don't have to show the steps because we're all done. Okay, now, let me talk about standard deviation again. Friends, let me show you what this looks like. You don't need, this is just extra stuff. So the mean of X1 is 5. Okay, so if I did this as a normal distribution, and my mean was 5, and my standard deviation was 3.162277.
Six, 0, 1, 6.
So that is my normal curve, which we haven't really talked about. But what I want to show you this is I can do this. I want to go from 5 minus 3 oops, works better when I turn the calculator on. 5 minus 3.16 2277. So 1.84 roughly. So 1.8377. And then 8.162277. All right. Do you guys see the purple shaded region?
That's blue.
Okay. It's blue. Really?
Yeah, it's blue.
God, man, I'm losing more colors as the day goes on. All right. So this area here is roughly 68% of the area on the curve. So the mean is exactly in the center at 5. Okay, and I have a standard deviation. So one standard deviation above and one standard deviation below is 68%. It's ballpark 68%. In this case, it's 68.3%. So 68% of our data falls within here. Now, if I had really wanted to geek this out a bit, if I want to do a box plot of x1, I hit this plus. Okay. So the box plot. All right. So bring this down. The box plot from this number to this number is 50% of our data. If I go back to the normal distribution, that area is 68%. So the difference between the two, and I realize like my normal curve is laying down because that's where the box plot wants to live. It wants to live along that line. So I can't really have the two on there. But from Q1 to Q3 is 50% of the data. So you don't have as much data between Q1 and Q3 as you do between a standard deviation. You don't have to know that yet. We're going to get there. I just wanted to give you because I felt like showing off. Okay, then it says assume that the mean temperature in London in the summer is 72 with a standard deviation of 8. Okay, so I've already talked about this. Okay, I already talked about this a little bit, but we can kind of decipher what this means. It's pretty. So they're saying you have 72 plus or minus 8. Okay, this is the average temperature. This is the standard deviation. So that means that between 64 and 80 degrees, that basically 68% of your summer temps are going to be there. Okay, so all you do is you go 72 plus 8 to get 80, 72 minus 8 to get 64. So 68% of our data, or our temperatures in London would fall within 64 to 80. Thank you, Dave Aguilera, News 4. Okay, and then they have side-by-side box plots are showing. Oh boy. All right. I have to kind of sort of draw this. So they have one that looks like this. Now, where it gets confusing, and I never told you that this happens, is box plots can be sideways as well. So if you have a hard time seeing that, turn your paper sideways. So the higher measure of center. So this looks like it's about 51. This one looks like it's about 70. So for number 15, the answer is 2. Okay? The higher measure of spread, 16. So I'm going to figure out those regions. So 30 is this bottom. 85 maybe. So if I subtract those, 55, am I right?
Sure.
And then this one is like at 90 and 40 maybe?
The first one would be 45.
Oh, it's 45?
Yeah.
Is it 45?
Yeah.
85 minus 30 is 45?
Oh, I thought it was 80.
Oh, I was like, oh man, I'm losing it. As soon as I start saying all wrong answers, just let me be. All right, so the spread of temperatures between one and the other is either 55 or 50. So the higher spread is graph 1. The highest maximum value, say it's that, so that's on graph 2. And what theory might be created based on this display? I don't know. Work times at the ISU workout times at the ISU rec facility. Workout time in minutes. Females versus males. So, okay. Ladies, let me finish my thought before you attack me, okay? This appears that men Work out longer. Now, friends, ladies, I'm going to regain. I can assure you, the fellas are sitting around just BSing with each other for like 80% of the time they're at the gym. Okay? I'm telling you. And all the guys are like, no, we don't. Yeah, you do. You want to come do a workout? Come do a workout with me, and you see 45 minutes cardio, 30 minutes stretch, then weights. And I ain't talking to anybody. Okay? But I will watch these guys that are in there. Which frustrates me so much. You get that one machine that you want to use. You're like, okay, I want that machine. And you're looking at the guy, and all they're doing is looking at social media. I just want to throw. And they're like, man, I spent 2 hours at the gym. It's like, yeah, but you had an hour and 90 minutes on your phone. You didn't do anything. So I went to the gym. I worked out well. You catching my silliness? I kid you not. So, ladies, did I save myself for you? Yes.
Do you do cardio before you stretch?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm older.
Well, why don't you stretch before you do cardio?
I want the blood flow really hitting, and then stretch it out.
Okay.
I mean, in theory, at my age, it should have been exercise, stretch, and then cardio. It kind of, that's where you guys are probably at. With me, I probably should go cardio and then machines and then stretch. But I love that styrofoam roller so much. I just I have one in my cabinet because it's just perfect magic. So, hey, that's basically what I do. So my goal now when I work out is I want to be 45 minutes. I want my average heart rate at my age at 140 to 145 and hold it there. At your guys' age, it's going to be in the 170s. But basically, it's 220 minus your age is 80% of your heart rate. So 220 minus 53. 220 minus 18. So enjoy being young. Stinks getting older. But I will tell you what. I'm not saying that I'm 100% the guy in shape. But if you saw me next to my friends in Arizona, I think they have eaten everything in sight, including their family. I kid you not. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's Arizona. It's like,
Winter's tough.
they all give me a hard time. So we went to Maggiano's down in Arizona.
Oh, so good.
So my friend is like, oh, they got the family style. We got to do the family style. And I'm like, well, one, I'm gluten-free, so I got to get a gluten-free pasta.